Hi, it's Brian Bennett, author of Explicit Leadership and founder of Multiply Leaders, a resourcing and coaching organization that is passionate about helping leaders unlock their potential in the name of Jesus. And as we're exploring defining moments in the lives of some leaders in the scriptures, John the Baptist has this defining moment in Matthew chapter 11 where he's in prison and he sends one of his followers, one of his disciples to Jesus and say, "Are you the one who is to come?" And it seems in this moment that John is rattled. Things didn't work out quite the way that he thought they would. He thought maybe Jesus would come in a little bit different way or come with more power, or he just feels his vulnerability as he sees potentially death is near. And so he sends one of his disciples to go to Jesus and say, "Are you the one?" In this moment, his courage is being tested in a great way. And Jesus replies, go back and tell him what you see, right? In other words, the scriptures are being fulfilled. The ministry of Jesus is happening, and there's signs that he is the one. But for John, his faith is being tested. And so I'm sure that disciple came back and told John, and John was faithful to the end. Here's one of the things that we have to come to grips with. John the Baptist was beheaded. Right? Jesus says there's no one in the kingdom greater than John the Baptist. And obviously he's related to Jesus, and he's beheaded. Jesus lets him, one he dearly loves, be beheaded for the sake of his name. Jesus could have intervened, but Jesus allows it to happen. John the Baptist, who he loves dearly, he allows to suffer. Now, Jesus goes to the cross and he suffers, and he tells us, if you're going to pattern your life, if you're going to follow after me and take up your cross, you will suffer. Right? The life of a follower, of a leader of Jesus, there's going to be suffering in it. That's what Jesus tells us, and that's what the apostles and the New Testament writers tell us repeatedly through the New Testament, is that there is suffering involved in leading and following Jesus. But here's my encouragement and my challenge to us is, as leaders, there's moments where our faith is tested in Jesus. There's moments where, hey, I thought it was going to be different than this. And maybe for us, I thought it was going to be easier. I thought it wouldn't be so hard. I thought I'd have more money. I thought I'd be more known. I never thought it would be like this. I never thought my friend might turn away from me. I never thought that the church might go through a split, or that the money wouldn't come through on the commitment campaign that we went through. There's all kinds of things that we experience, like even our family relations. I never thought one of my children would walk away from Jesus, that rattle us and that rattle our faith. But at the end of the day, as we turn to Jesus and say, "Are you the one?" what we're going to hear is, "Yes, I am the one." And Jesus actually tells us and tells his disciples, in this world, you're going to have many troubles, but take heart. I've overcome the world. Jesus never promises it's never going to be easy to us. He never promises we're never going to suffer. He does promise us this, that he will be with us and that he will act for our good in every situation, and that nothing can separate us from his love. And he promises that in the end, he wins, and there is justice and there's restoration. In the end, the mission of God is completed, and so it's worth it. That's my encouragement to you. It's worth it. To John the Baptist, it's worth it. When you're in prison and you're facing your own death potential, you're imprisoned and you've lost your freedom, it's worth it for the name of Jesus, because Jesus' mission, he'll complete it. And for us, in the midst of all the challenges of leadership that we face, as we think about John the Baptist, as discouraging as it might be that he was beheaded, we really have to come to grips with that. It's worth it. Whatever suffering, whatever challenges that you're going through that are making you think about quitting, or making you question your calling, or just wearing you out, it's worth it for the sake of the name of Jesus being exalted in the good of the world. The mission of God is worth it. Take courage. Jesus is with you. Jesus is for you. Nothing can separate you from him, because he went to the cross and he rose from the dead on your behalf.